Andre Bazin was a big fan of cinema. His auteur theory is tried and true. And Hornaday had Seth Rogen rip into her. Let's see what she thinks of Neighbors too. When it comes to liking everything he sees, Peter Travis takes the cup. And when you needed someone to lend you a hand, Siskel and Ebert gave 2 thumbs up. And then there's Grace and Mindy too. They've got the scoop with a review. And then there's Grace and Mindy too. And then there's those 2 tough but fair extraordinaire with me so far beyond repair, their movie show. Yeah! Well, if you can't beat him, escape from his doomsday bunker, I suppose. Or can you? Hello and welcome to Grace and Mindy at the Movies. I'm your host, Mindy Dunard, joined as always by my sidekick. She's the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, the Cinderella to my Glass Slipper, the O.J. Simpson to my Leslie Nielsen. That Naked Gun movie sure was funny. I'm talking, of course, of my dear friend, Gracie O'Neillhan. Gracie, how are you today?
Hello, everyone. Remember us?
We're back.
We were in your hots not that long ago, but we've been missing. Geez, do we want to talk about what happened in the break? My God, what an eventful couple of weeks.
I'm willing to address it if you are.
I think the public deserves to hear what happened.
I agree. Our adoring fans need the scoop. We're known for giving the scoop.
That's right. Now, that's right. That's a stereotype of ours. Those are the scoop ladies, they call us. And that's what they call me, Baskin Robbins, as well. Because I always get 3 scoops.
And that's what they call me at the supermarket, because I'm always getting Raisin Bran.
That's right. You know, in these supermarkets, they have barrels of Raisin Bran, and you get your own scoops. Remember those old
yeah,
days?
You could get them by the pound. I like that.
2 scoops, what a joke. Now it's 2 scoops of raisins. Sweetheart, I was getting scoops like crazy. I had all raisins, pretty
What
much.
is this, North Korea?
Come on.
Come on.
Loosen the reins, Obama. Jeez. Anyways, I was at the... What happened was, I was at the DMV. I was renewing my license because I lost it, but it's just easy to renew. You know what I mean?
For sure. And it gets you out of the house and seeing people.
Exactly. I saw my old friend Alberto over there. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know we're friends. He works behind the counter, and he's always giving me extra tags. Don't tell anybody. But I got tags up to 2018. I'm set.
Oh, good.
I'm set. It's under the counter. I don't want to talk about it, pretty much. So anyways, I got back from the DMV, and wouldn't you know it, there was a flood. There was a leak in Linden Ponds. Remember that?
Big surprise with Robert running the maintenance.
I know, right?
Robert, our producer.
Everything flooded, but whose room was that? Rosie's room. Suspiciously.
Oh, that's right. Rosie McItaly.
Rosie McItaly.
The Irish lady.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, figure it out. Hear the name and figure it out, pretty much. Every room was flooded but hers, which is ironic because she's got the most plants. And long story short, there's a big conspiracy. Mindy and I always forget who I am. You know how it is. Things are throwing me off.
We are old and bizarre.
That's right. It's almost like we're playing characters.
Yeah.
We went on an investigation, didn't we? We went on a hunt. I got my magnifying glass.
We sure did. I got my old cob pipe.
That's right. And we started asking questions. And we can't really talk about it, but we were shut up by the government.
They shut us out.
We knew too much.
That's true.
We knew too much.
We got too close to the goods.
You know that movie, The Man Who Knew Too Little?
Yes.
Opposite of that.
We were opposite.
The woman who knew too much.
It was opposite day.
Ironically, it was April Fool's. That's right.
The big turn, I think, was when remember when we were interviewing Robert and he was moving all those crates around.
That's right. He was really shifty-eyed.
He was really
the whole time.
Yeah, his eyes are really beady anyway, but but they're looking particularly shifty. And he said, "Let me excuse myself from the room."
That's right.
And so we followed him.
And he's never that proper and polite.
He's
so
never,
very suspicious.
Yeah, he's usually.
Excuse me, may I leave the room? We're like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here?
We didn't find anything. Cold trail.
It led to nothing, but it was worth pointing out.
That's right. But I did find that old scarf I was looking for.
That's true. It came in and I think it boosted our confidence after.
And I found out a lot about people I didn't want to know. You know, here's the thing: people here at Linden Ponds, they're lonely.
That's true.
You ask them one question, geez, I mean, and no pun intended, but the floodgates opened up.
You get a novel.
I mean, geez Louise. I found out how many hysterectomies Bert had. 3.
There's 3? Oh, okay.
To answer the question. And he's so tight-lipped about it. But it was April Fool's. I think he's feeling jolly.
Maybe it's because the lights were out too, and something about the candles.
And they smelled so good. They smell like paprika. It's weird.
I love those paprika candles at Yankee Candle.
It's from that old Romanian store. That's the only candles we could find.
What's your favorite candle flavor?
I like a good pumpkin spice, but you can only get those most of the year. Not all of the year, but most of the year.
Some of the year, yeah.
Some of the year, yeah.
You can always get them at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts.
That's right. All you gotta do, you know what I sometimes do if I can't find those candles? I go to the old, the Ralph's, I buy one of those pumpkin pie mixes, I dump it on the floor, I throw a match on it. It's as good as it gets. It doesn't really work, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
And you get wax all over the floor, so everybody wins.
It's good for the olfactory glands. Although it doesn't quite live up to, I have to say, I'm a clean hotel towel candle guy.
Oh, yes.
The ones that smell like clean hotel towels.
That's right.
So guess what happened to me this week, Gracie?
I wouldn't dare guess.
It
Tell
was
me.
good prudence on your part, but it was a good...
Last time I guessed, it got me a lot of trouble.
That's true. Hence our government investigation.
That's right.
That's where it all started.
Let's not get started.
But I needed Robert to fix the light in my room because I couldn't reach it.
Let there be light.
Let there be light.
Mindy.
and by the way, how many Roberts does it take to fix a light bulb?
Oh, jeez, I love this joke.
2. Type 2. So anyway, I needed Robert
That one's a thinker. You'll get that on the way home.
Sooner, yeah, I think maybe by Thursday you'll be able to wrap that one in. But so anyway, I needed Robert to come, and I knew that he doesn't respond to calls because he's so lazy and shifty and unprepared for life.
Still moving those crates. Don't know what
Still
he's
moving,
doing.
yeah. Like
So many crates.
Clock out, Robert. Focus on something important like my light bulb. So here's what I did. I took a burrito and I attached a fishing lure to it.
Ooh.
And I left it out in the hallway to try to lure him in. And so he kept following it around the corner.
He's so dumb.
He really is.
He's like a cop.
I think we do a good job with our words conveying it, but words are not enough to convey.
Is there a word stupider than dumb? I'd love to hear that.
He's a buffoon. It's total buffoonery.
That's right. Oh my god, classic buffoonery.
So he's chasing it around the corner like the road like the Wile E. Coyote chasing after the road, bumping into walls. Anvil's falling on him, and every time he gets closer, I keep tugging the burrito away. And then
I've never seen you so agile, by the way. Pulling that reel in.
When pranking Robert is involved, suddenly I become like Mary Lou Retton. I think
bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
We can't talk about her enough. Her and Jeffrey.
Jeff. We'll get to Jeffrey later.
Sure.
But what a good athlete too, by the way.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey's a great athlete,
right.
as far as he tells me.
Number 1 in his chess team.
That's right. He's real competitor. But so Robert got close enough to grab the burrito, and then I tugged it so that the burrito unraveled.
My God.
All over the carpet.
Now, people don't know this, but you were an expert fisherman.
That's right.
And you were known for ripping fish in half. Just with the line.
That's right.
Which technically was in poor sportsmanship, and it's why they don't let you back on international waters anymore. The only woman not allowed in international waters.
It's sort of like it's sort of like how Mark McGuire took steroids,
right.
For example. Like he's not allowed back.
In that you also took steroids.
I took steroids when I was a fisherman, yeah. And I had my way with the fish. I showed them who's boss. When this burrito unraveled, guess what Robert did?
Tell me.
He knelt over and started crying.
You're kidding me.
And he tried to stitch it back together.
Oh my God.
He tried to wrap it back up.
Now, was he literally stitching it back together? Because I had him knit me a sweater, and it was just a bunch of arms. It was I couldn't put my head through it.
He didn't have... Here's the thing. He didn't have a literal sewing kit on him. But honestly, if he did, I wouldn't have put it past him.
That's right.
I really think he would have tried.
And now that's why there's a burrito stain on the floor forever.
That's why there's a burrito stain on the floor and a scar in his hat.
Any chance we can get to knock Robert down a couple pegs, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you can use your old fisherman skills to do it, then so be it.
Anytime we can knock him down. Speaking of getting knocked down below ground,
hey, we're getting better, folks.
we saw a movie called 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That's right.
Recently, and here's what it was all about. This woman named Michelle, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's been in nothing that anyone has seen. She's so far away from the mainstream, she'd have to take an Uber to get there. Michelle is a down-on-her-luck woman who flees her New Orleans apartment after an argument with her fiancé and hits the road for rural Louisiana. But before you start thinking this is a road comedy, while listening to radio reports about a string of blackouts in major cities and ignoring a call from her fiancé, Michelle is blindsided by a speeding pickup truck and is rendered unconsciousness. She wakes up in a doomsday bunker maintained by Howard, John Goodman, a volatile, down-on-his-luck man who claims that an unknown attack above ground has contaminated the air beyond repair. Trapped down there with them is Emmett, John Gallagher Jr. He's the handsome, mop-headed looking guy in the newsroom. He's a down-on-his-luck man who fled to the bunker after witnessing the attacks, but comes to suspect, along with Michelle, that Howard might not be telling the whole truth. This very dramatic movie,
That's right.
Very tense. Gracie, what do you think of the drama? Did you like it or didn't you?
Well, let me tell you this. Never a more ironic name than John Goodman. Boy, oh boy, what a nasty character.
I'm surprised to hear you. Oh, his character in the movie. The
No,
character.
Wonderful man, I'm sure.
Right.
I mean,
I think his...
clearly not his. Also familiar with burritos.
That's right. But I think his last name at birth was Ilavinovich.
Is that right?
But the doctor said, nope. Look at this baby.
I know the cut of this jib, man.
I know this jib.
And as you know, legally in the United States, if a doctor doesn't like your last name, he can decide his own thing.
Right, and this doctor was spot on.
Sure,
He liked the cut of his jib, which later became multiple jibs.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
suppose.
There's a lot of jib talk here, so hold on to your hats.
I love a good jib chat.
I did like it. Now let me tell you this. I also was convinced it was a road comedy because the first 10 minutes I'm cracking up.
That's
I can't
right.
stop laughing. I mean,
She packs up her apartment so fast.
I mean, and the way she's putting the luggage together, who packs like that?
Right.
You're not gonna find anything.
It's
in
in
there.
such a hurry. It's
Such
such
a hurry.
frightened.
Slow down. Oh, we know how to fold our underwear. Put
Yeah,
your
let it
socks in your
sim-
shoes. We all know these tricks.
Pack the bloomers, let it simmer a little bit.
Right. She sets out on the road, and boy, what a twisty turn! Much like the I-15 here. What's the name?
Oh,
of
and
it?
228.
228.
228.
A lot of twists and turns.
A lot of twists and turns, a lot of uncomfortable staring from the side of the road.
Right. And a lot of weird people staring at the gas station.
Yes, we felt right. We felt right at home.
Now I don't. It's gonna be hard telling you what I thought of it without spoiling everything.
That's right.
But I liked it. I did like it. It was tense. It was sexy at times.
Mm.
It was scary. It was heartwarming. It was sleepy creating, I guess. I don't know the word for it, but I fell asleep for
Soporific.
And the music. Oh, love the music.
Great music.
Great
Yeah.
music.
Great use. I love a good use of score.
Sure.
I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
that you were engaged with it because when I saw it and she wants to escape from John Goodman
Sure.
in the bunker, I know what you were thinking. I was like, if I know Gracie,
do.
that's the first man she would want to be trapped in a bunker
Oh,
with.
boy.
She loves a fat man,
Oh,
a fat
jeez.
chubby man more than anything
I'd
else.
say throw some lipstick on him and hunker down.
Throw some,
'Cause
throw
boy,
some
oh
cheese
boy.
on that baby. But yeah, I loved this character. Great acting in
Wait,
this movie.
hold on. Let me ask you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped.
Everything you say is unofficial until I ask.
That's right. I jumped. Is it too late to change my mind?
It's not too late.
Good, 'cause I won't, but go
Just
ahead.
beat the buzzer. Did you like it or didn't you?
By the way, did you like it or didn't you? Brought to you by Bernard McCabe Orthodontist. Bernard McCabe, currently out of business. I did like it. You know me. I prefer movies when love is in the air as opposed to contamination.
Contamination, sure. You always say that.
I sure. I have my preferences, but I was taken in by the drama. Is really really taut with intensity. That scene when they're playing password together.
Oh my God.
And they think that John Goodman might be onto him.
Right. And we never find out who wins.
We never find out who wins.
Classic.
Classic cliffhanger.
Classic cliffhanger. And don't go to Wikipedia and try to find out who wins. They won't tell you.
They won't tell you.
They won't tell you.
Mum's the
They're
word.
keeping that tight lip, that JJ.
Keeping it locked in the bunker. When I was watching that scene and my hands were shaking, they shake a little bit anyway
Sure,
these
yeah.
days, but they were shaking
More
more
than
so-
usual.
More than usual during that
I
scene.
know your hands were on my chair, my armrest.
I apologize, but could you blame me?
I couldn't. No.
It
I
reminds-
was enthralled. I wouldn't even notice.
It reminded me so much of Do you remember when we played charades with Heinrich?
Oh, geez, do I remember?
Oh my God!
I have nightmares about that day.
I was fearing for my life.
Yeah, a lot of saluting.
A lot of saluting.
No matter what the suggestion, they would always started with salute.
Yep.
And a lot of yelling.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep.
That's right.
And we were like, Heinrich, for God's sake, you can't talk.
That's right.
It's charades.
It turns out the suggestion was a Grease. Didn't make sense, but
Grease.
and it was a Simpsons one. I think the cards were all mixed up in there. It's supposed to be
It was
Simpsons
a
charades.
very horrifying game. He was kicking his legs up really high. And he's like, what, March of the Penguins? Is that what he's trying to do?
That's something like that. Some sort of bird. Stepping like some sort of bird. I can't recall.
Stepping out with his baby, I guess. So this movie is actually a sequel.
Is that right?
Of Cloverfield.
That's why I was so lost. I didn't see the first one.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So you hadn't seen the first one?
I haven't.
I hadn't either, but J.J. Abrams said that this one is like, it's a blood relative of the original Cloverfield, which is kind of like me and my dear grandson Jeffrey, who's off at college. Like if you've met me, it helps with your enjoyment of Jeffrey.
That's right.
It puts it in context.
It explains a lot.
It explains a lot, yeah.
If you meet Jeffrey and confused, you're like, well, I haven't met Mindy yet. So
yeah, you can enjoy him.
Oh, Grace for that matter. I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Throw me a bone here.
Who's your Jeffrey in your life? Who?
Ah, jeez.
Who is better enjoyed after someone has met you?
What's the little small? That little small fellow that works at the gas station.
Oh, right. Oscar de la Georgetown.
Oscar de la Georgetown. Now, he doesn't speak a lick of English.
Nope.
I think the country where he's from doesn't exist anymore. So the language might die with him. I don't know what he's saying, but I try to translate as best I can. Sometimes, you know me, I hang out at the liquor store, waiting for the new bag of Cheetahs to come in. Mm-hmm. And I was always late with the Cheetahs delivery. I don't know why.
They're always late. I'm like, is this a Duke basketball game right now? Why am I camped out for a bag of Cheetahs?
Is this an expectant mother? So I'd say you don't know what he's saying, and by the way, don't listen. When he tells you something's $5.99, he's adding $2 to it.
That's
I tell people, watch it. Late Georgetown here is a tricky one.
Yeah.
So he's my Jeffrey. I mean, there is no Jeffrey, but Jeffrey.
There's no comparison.
That's right. If you had invented Jeffrey, you would have invented Jeffrey.
That's right. That's right.
To quote a famous movie.
But but Oscar, when you can't actually communicate with words, it makes the looks and gazes
That's right.
even more important. Which is
telling.
I wish he'd been there for charades that night.
Oh, jeez.
I feel like he
would have killed.
He would have killed. He would have. Unlike Heinrich, who I think actually killed.
I think he's killed somebody. That's
It's actually killed people at some point in
There's
time.
still blood on his hands, literally.
Speaking of Jeffrey, he plays a game with his. I always see it on his Facebook. It's called this game he plays with his friends is called MFK, and it's
Martin Luther King. No, am I wrong?
I think it was his brother Martin Frederick King. Maybe that was
Sorry,
it.
getting ahead of the game.
But wait, I don't know exactly how it works or what the acronym stands for. But he and his friends usually always play with three kind of beautiful buxom babes.
Sure.
And what I assume it means is mingle with, finance, and knit with. Just based on the context.
Sure.
So I thought it'd be
the
fun.
most logical explanation.
Yeah, I think so. So I thought it'd be a fun game to play on this very show.
Wonderful.
Let's do an MFK of Michelle, the main character, John Goodman's character, Howard,
right.
and John Gallagher's character, Emmett.
All right. Should I start?
Go for it.
Now, finance, what is that? Can you define what finance means? Just give money to?
Exactly, yeah. Like you think maybe he or she has a pretty brilliant idea in the works. Or maybe it's not brilliant. Maybe it's like the pet rock, but it's going to make a lot of money.
I will say that I'll finance Michelle because, as you mentioned earlier, haven't seen in another thing. Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
She could use the money.
She's a good actress, too.
She was great. She was wonderful. If you're out there, sweetheart, God bless you. Good luck to you.
Stick with it, you know?
Stick with it. I'll mail you a check for some dollars or something. $10.
Don't let Hollywood get you down.
No, it's a tough biz.
it's a tough biz, but when the going gets tough, the tough just you reach back and
you hold on to your dreams.
And you hold on to your dreams and you just you break the candy cane like right around the pot where it kind of arcs toward the top, and you're a little worried because now you have one stick and one you, but you say, you know what, that's okay, I'm gonna stick with it, I'm gonna see this through to the end until it disintegrates.
Now, Mindy's always the most inspired during Christmas.
That's right.
When she inevitably topples the tree over and breaks all the candy canes.
But like pumpkin spice candles, I mean, any time of year is good for a candy cane.
And when it is on the floor, it's easy to decorate.
That's true.
That's another motto you have.
That's true. It's lying right there. You can fall on it.
That's right. I don't know why we don't start that way.
I can fall on it, and not call for help. Just keep decorating the tree.
That's right. So I'd finance her.
Okay.
You know what? I might send her $10. I might go find her address and send her a check.
Or at very least a Crow Point coupon.
Knit. Well, I'd like to knit that. What's the kid's name? Emmett.
Emmett. That's right.
I'd like to knit him a sweater of his own beard. Look like a very soft beard.
Unlike Robert's beard, which is just solely there to disguise the fat.
That's right. Or to catch any crumbs from the cheetahs that he steals.
I've seen him reach into that thing and pull out entire Ritz crackers from Christmases past.
He's like Jesus. He's turning, except the bad kind, where instead of turning water to wine, he turns his something good into something horrible.
Instead of turning water into wine, he turns continental breakfast into dumps.
That's right. And by the way, the only time I'll compare him to our Lord and Savior Jesus.
Of course.
And I would mingle. I'd mingle with John Goodman. I'd love to just
I know that.
lift up.
I think you like to do a little more than mingle with him.
Well, let's see. Mingle was code back in my day.
That's right.
Like
before Prohibition.
That's right. Like my late husband said, I'm just mingling. Turns out he's going to one of those clubs, you know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
That nowadays everyone's part of this club, but that's another here, nor there. What about you?
My MFK for let's see, mingle with. I'll take Emmett. Okay. I'll take Emmett. He seems like he's a lazy guy, so I don't know if I want to finance him
so lazy.
or knit with him and potentially put him to sleep. But he seems like the kind of guy who'd be fun to just kind of shoot the old bull with. So I think I'd like to mingle with him.
I forgot that old expression.
Yeah, I'd like to finance Michelle. A, because she needs to stick with her dreams.
She sure does.
And B, her character's we won't provide any spoilers.
Sure.
But her character's very resourceful.
That's right.
In the movie, and I feel like if you give her the right.
Boy, what could she do with $50?
Oh my gosh, she could make it into a hat. She could.
Literally. And that bill's not big enough to fit your head, but somehow she'd do it.
She'd find a way to do it.
Jeez Louise.
She could. You'd give her any tool, and she would figure it out.
She the MacGyver of this film. Let's just put it at that.
That's right. That's a good way of putting it. And knit with. Isn't it funny, by the way, how similar mingle and knit with can be in this game? Sometimes
I think Robert is a nitwith.
Yeah.
Chris.
I'd like to knit him an apron.
Knit his damn mouth shut.
Knit his damn mouth shut. But I think I'd like to knit with John Goodman. I feel like, he was very volatile in the movie. But when you kind of got him to calm down, he wasn't so bad.
And I mean, again, they didn't tell us who won, but I think if I had to put my chips on one of those boards, I'd say John Goodman won charades.
Yeah, he's a lot like Dawawa at that same gas station. When he puts the gun down, not such a bad guy.
That's right. Sometimes he's just scratching his head with it just to show you who's boss.
That's right.
But anyways.
Well, take care.